everybody, Jim Kreisman, your Mexican insurance guru here. In this video, I want to talk to you about the top FAQs about buying Mexican boat insurance and navigating through Mexican waters. Mexico boat insurance is not something you hear or read a lot about compared to some of the horror stories you hear about Mexico auto insurance. You know, Mexico is a great place to take the boat with the family. The water temperature is perfect, the weather's always great, and there's just so much to do. One of the important things we need to consider is, do we really need Mexico boat insurance? Well, that's what I want to talk about now. Let's look at some of the most frequently asked questions and see if we can get some answers to them. The question I hear a lot is, do I really need Mexico boat insurance? Well, the answer is yes. Now, the Mexico government doesn't require it. That is, unless you're going to dock your boat in a Mexican port. At that point, you are required to have Mexico insurance. Now, you got to remember, just like Mexico auto insurance, the laws are completely different in Mexico. If you hit somebody, you cause damage, you are responsible for paying restitution right then and there. Mexico law determines what that damages are and how much you will pay. If you can't pay it because you don't have insurance or you don't have enough money, you'll be put in jail and your boat will be impounded. So where's the best place to buy your Mexico insurance? At the border? No. Your best place to buy Mexico insurance is online. You can get quotes from many different insurance companies that are licensed to do business in Mexico, and you can compare the rates. In addition, and more important than just price, you could look at the actual coverages that they're providing. Now, many Mexico insurance companies today are currently only providing liability coverage. There are some that are providing full coverage, but they're far and few between. You'll usually find that as an endorsement on maybe a yacht policy or something of that nature. Now, which Mexico insurance company should you go with for your boat insurance? Well, do your research. There's a company called AM Best that rates Mexico insurance companies on their financial stability, and they give it a letter grade. It's my opinion that you shouldn't buy a policy for any company that's rated an A- or less. And one of the benefits of buying online, most of these companies will only provide you quotes from companies that are currently rated A- or better. Again, the online companies have a pulse on the market. They know how these companies are doing for customer service, and they know how they're doing on claims. And if those companies are not performing, their company will be removed from the quoting system. So what does Mexico boat liability insurance cover? Well, it covers when you're responsible for physical damage or injury and property damage, things of that nature, to a third party. It'll provide legal fees, it'll provide payments for injuries, as well as it'll also provide coverage for bonds for you if necessary. Just as a note, Mexico insurance companies will allow you to add your boat as a towed vehicle. You basically tell it what the value of the boat is, and if you're carrying full coverage on the vehicle being insured, you can also extend those coverages to the boat. Now, the caveat is, once that boat is disconnected from that vehicle, it's no longer insured. And that's where a lot of the risk comes into play. The boat gets stolen. Somebody drives up, connects to it, and boom, they're gone. And there's no coverage for it, especially if you only have liability coverage on your boat insurance. So, many Mexico car insurance companies are now starting to market the idea of, as long as that boat is still on the trailer and it's listed as a towed vehicle, it's covered as long as it's on the trailer, even if it's disconnected from the vehicle. It's a great option. And if that makes sense to you, you can buy Mexico boat insurance with liability only and have that coverage, and you should be in great shape. But again, make sure to review the coverages to make sure that at what time and place where you're buying the policy, nothing's changed as to what I'm telling you. And it's just a great option to look at. But again, make sure you understand all the ins and outs and the requirements. What does full coverage Mexico boat insurance cover? Well, just like the U.S., exactly as the name implies, it covers everything to do with your boat, including physical damage and liability. So if something happens to your boat, pay your deductible and you get your boat fixed. Now, what about drinking and driving while you're boating? Just like driving a car in Mexico, it's bad news. The Mexico federales don't like it. You need to be responsible. In addition, just like your Mexico car insurance policy, if you're drinking and driving and you're involved in an accident or some kind of claim, your policy will be voided. So my best recommendation to you is, if you'll be drinking and driving, whether it's a car or boat, have a designated driver. Keep it simple. I hear the question, will my Mexico boat insurance cover me while I'm participating in some kind of sponsored event? Most of them won't. This is one you got to be careful. Make sure to read the online help and coverage summaries when you're looking at your policy to see if indeed they will or they won't cover you. So who's allowed to drive the boat? Well, just like with Mexico insurance companies for autos, the same applies to boats. Everybody's going to drive the boat has to have a valid driver's license, and they must be listed on the policy. For a liability boat policy, the major factors are, if you have a driver under the age of 22, expect the rate to double. What type of boat do you have? Is it a power boat, a jet ski, a yacht? If you're going for a full coverage policy, you can expect the value of the boat to be a major contributing factor to the price of your policy. I know I've given you a lot of information here, so let me summarize. Your first step is to take a look at your Mexico car insurance policy and see if they'll allow you to add that boat as a towed vehicle. If they do, great. Next, check if they now offer the option to have that boat covered for full coverage while it's disconnected from the vehicle, as long as it's on the trailer. If that's available and you want full coverage, it's a great option to take. Then the third and final step is to decide, do you want full coverage on your boat or do you want liability only? Make sure you get at least liability. The coverage is cheap, so get as much as you can possibly get. Make sure to check out my other videos, and for a wealth of information, see my Mexico insurance blog and other articles I've written on www.GotMexico.com. When you're ready to buy your Mexico boat insurance, go to GotMexico.com, where in 5 minutes you can quote, you can buy, and you can print your policy right online from the comfort of your own home. And you know you'll have a great policy. I hope you found this information useful. Make sure to check out the description box below for links to our website, and tell your friends all about us, and I'll see you soon.